Hey guys, it's Relining and welcome back to another episode of life. So we should just get started. Today is episode... Oops. Forgot to get it ready before because I had to restart my laptop before filming this. Today is episode... Today's song of the week is Beautiful Beautiful by Francesca Battistelli. The song is all about the idea of how God's mercy is with us no matter what is happening in our lives. The song is about God's grace and how His mercies are new every morning. No matter what yesterday looked like, we have a new opportunity to experience God's grace today. God can pick us up off the ground as long as we come to Him with open hearts. I'm so grateful for God's mercy every day in my daily walk with Him. Now, let's move on to the verse of the week. Dang it keeps glitching. I don't know why. Today's verse of the week is, My God will use His glorious riches to give you everything you need. He will do this through Christ Jesus. Philippians 4:19. Paul specifically asked two Christian women, Euphoria and Sergius, I can't say these names, to settle their personal dispute. Other Christians are encouraged to act as responsible Christian-filled people. Paul notes that his experience have taught him to be content with whatever material blessings he has. This reliance on the power of Christ is not only believers to be content, it produces peace in our relationships to other Christians. This also requires a deliberate choice to set our attention on positive things. Paul extends sincere thanks to the Philippians for their generous support. Now, let's move on to the fun thing of the week. Today's fun thing of the week is Veggietales, Josh, and the Big Wall. The story is an adaptation of the biblical story of Joshua and the Battle of Jericho. In the story, the Israelites have been having held as slaves in Egypt, are liberated by Moses, played by Mr. Nezer, and led to the Promised Land. However, they flee upon seeing Goliath's family in the land and are banished from the Promised Land for 40 years. Upon the completion of their 40-year exile, Moses is dead, which means that Joshua, played by Larry the Cucumber, has became leader of the Israelites. Israel leads them back to the Promised Land, but they stop outside the city of Jericho. The Israelites are met by the defenders of Jericho, played by the French Peas, who taunt them from atop the city great walls. Joshua tries to explain, saying that God has given the land to the Israelites and the defenders will have to step aside. But the Israelites are instead met with more insults and smear jeering. When Philip P. accidentally drops a slushie off the wall, which hits Jimmy on the head, the Israelites decide to camp out for the night. That night, the Israelites argue about what to do. Paul Gray wants to go back to Egypt, and Jimmy and Jerry are convinced that they need firepower to attack the wall, so they begin constructing a giant rocket. Meanwhile, Joshua meets the commander of the army of the Lord, played by Archibald Asparagus, who tells him how the Israelites are to take Jericho. They must march around the city once a day for 6 days. On the 7th day, they are to march around it 7 times, while the priests blow their horns and people yell as loud as they can. At this point, the walls of Jericho will fall. The next morning, Joshua reports the plan to the Israelites, but they are unsure if it will work. Meanwhile, Jimmy and Jerry have finished constructing their rocket. Eventually, Joshua talks them into trying it. God's way to lead them back to Jericho. While marching around the walls, the Israelites face more trouble. The city defenders insult them and hurl slushies. At the end of the day, they find the drenched and desperate Israelites on the verge of rebellion. While Joshua refuses to quit, at this point, Junior intervenes and convinces them to continue with the plan, saying that God's way will always work out in the end. Inspired by Junior's speech, the Israelites agreed to stick with the plan despite more slushy attacks and taunts. On the 7th day, they blow their horns and yell, and the wall collapses. The Israelites walk into the city as the defenders run away in panic. Now let's read the verse said in the episode. Okay, where did I put it? As for God, his way is perfect. 2 Samuel 23:31a. That is all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. In the description below, you can find a link to Song of the Week, and in the link to the Song of the Week, and you can read the verse of the week for yourself, and you can find a link to the trailer and possibly the episode of the Veggietales. But anyways, that is all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and you're gonna be seeing some words in 4, 3, 2, 1.